Rogers, dude. We're not going to be able to donate $1 million. It's not up to just Aaron Rodgers. Like, this is how community works. This is how our state has to work. Sometimes you just need someone to be like, I see that this is hard. And then if you can also just like actually do something that makes their lives a tiny bit easier, it's the best case scenario.
We're teaming up with our friends Dune Coffee Roasters in Santa Barbara to raise money to donate to the California wildfire relief situation. It's bananas, California's on fire. Maybe you've heard about it. We were on a text thread with Julia and Todd, who own Dune, and we were talking about the fires and the state of affairs. And Jared, my business partner, his dad's house burned down. He lives in Paradise, which was like the epicenter of the fires, and it was just toast. Nothing there anymore, totally displaced. We all decided that we wanted to do something, so we figured that we would. In a nutshell, it's working like this. We're each roasting a coffee. Dune's roasting a coffee. Cat and Cloud is roasting a coffee. We're shipping it to each other. We're gonna blend it together. It's gonna be a 2-bean blend. We're gonna package it in this awesome, like, gold foil bag. It's gonna have this really epic label that Julia drew, and it's gonna be really, really fun. And we're gonna donate $5 from each bag to the fire relief. We're feeling a lot of time pressure to turn this thing around really quickly, and honestly, I wish we would have done something earlier. So this has all happened in the past few days, and as of now, the pre-order is live. You can buy coffee down there. There's also a link to just GoFundMe if you want to donate directly and skip the coffee altogether. I just talked to Julia about how donations would go. She experienced the fires in Santa Barbara where she's at a couple years ago, and it was really devastating for them and hard for them to get money, especially from FEMA and like bigger organizations. There's just a bigger lag time between when people donate and when actual individuals get money. So what we're gonna do is donate directly through GoFundMes and let the staff choose where they want those to go. Letting the staff choose was Julia's idea, and the idea behind that is to have them feel connected to the process and have them feel like they're directly helping out by directing some of that energy and making it personal. And I know it's really personal to a lot of people. It's super personal to Jared, who his dad's house burned down. It's gone. The reason we decided to do it as a collaboration is we thought we could raise more awareness together than either of us could on our own platforms, and hopefully that just kind of spurs off more and more and more and more. And we started seeing that from the get-go. Just like, I went to order labels. I went to order labels from our printer. I explained what was going on. I asked for really, really fast turnaround, and right off the bat, they were like, let us donate the labels to this project free of charge. We wanted to get involved, but we didn't feel like, we didn't know what we could do. We felt really unempowered, and we didn't know where to start. So this can be our small contribution. And I think it's bigger than just selling coffee and donating money. The thing that happened with the printers is actually making me realize now that part of helping out is like actually giving the donation or whatever, but then part of it is like showing other people that they can help out too. And that could be like a ripple effect. I'm gonna let you go eat turkey, and I'm just gonna keep working on this thing.
Look, man, I'm not gonna eat any turkey, dude.
Working on writing the copy, which is really, really hard, factoring in people's relatively small attention span when they're reading things like product description to communicate the levels of what's going on here. Today's been really pushing me. It's been kind of one of the most challenging days, and what I'm keeping in mind is we decided to do this, and this kind of blew my schedule out of proportion. I bit off way more than I can chew by helping to quarterback this thing, but compared to someone who's living up in Northern California in Paradise, whose house burned down and they're sleeping in the Walmart parking lot and now getting rained all over, it kind of seems like ridiculous that I would even just complain at all.
You're crazy, man. You're communist.
Posting the copy to Instagram, just activated on the website. Everything's gonna go live. In the midst of everything, I got mail. It's fucking great. Shipping label said it came from Galita, but the coffee collective's in Denmark, so. It's currently Sunday, and I'm having a really bad day. I had a great day yesterday with my family. We celebrated a late Thanksgiving. It was awesome, but it's a weird story. I have these skin issues. I have really, really gnarly sensitive skin, and sometimes it just like flares up, and yesterday it did, and it got really, really red, and it's itchy, and it feels like someone's stabbing needles in my face, and I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't get to sleep till like 6 a.m. this morning, and it's kind of been a nightmare. Is that TMI? That's just real life. Anyway, I came in to roast the coffee for our portion of the blend for the disaster relief coffee, And I did this because the roastery is super busy and they're cranking hard. They're doing a ton of work. And I told the girls, hey, I'm gonna come in on Sunday, roast it so you don't have to on Monday. I just wanted to touch on this a little bit more. As a business owner, you got a ton of ideas. There's a ton of things you want to put into play, and you have employees to help you put those things into play. But if you have a business that's a little bit more complex, so we have a few different departments. There's retail, there's wholesale, there's the roastery, there's marketing, there's all these things going on, and each one of them operates inside their own scope. So the roastery has a certain amount of employees, a certain labor percentage that they run. It's all figured out. Now, since we wanted to do this and we wanted to put it in play really quickly to get funds to people who need it as fast as possible, it's not planned for in the regular workload. So let's say we put this up, we sell a ton of them, and then all of a sudden there's just so much more coffee to roast, it doesn't really fit in with the roastery day because it's unpredictable. So I came in not because the roastery can't do what they're supposed to do, but because as a business owner, since it was our idea, I feel like I needed to take responsibility of that, take ownership of that, and just not dump shit on everybody. Because I see a lot of people do that, just running wild, throwing shit at everybody, and people don't like working in a disorganized space. People don't like it when they feel like the owners of the business don't value them, and I felt like that's what that would have been saying if I would have just been like, yeah, whatever, we're doing this thing, f***ing deal with it. Don't like that. First batch, think I fucking nailed it, dude. What? Pro tip, never load green coffee in the hopper while there's coffee in the cooling tray. If you drop 1 or 2 beans and they end up in the cooling tray, then they end up in someone's bag, then they end up in someone's grinder, and then it ruins their morning. It's just not worth it. Drop the coffee out of the cooling tray, then load the hopper, get a workflow dial. You will thank me later. You're welcome. Last batch, last batch, last batch. So the last batch is cooling. Figure I'd show you our newest toy in the roastery, and that is this little dude right here. It's a weigh and fill. You basically load a bunch of coffee up at the top. You can program this thing, and then you step on this little foot pedal, and it dispenses coffee right into the bag. It's magic. We also got this, which is a band sealer, which you just feed bags down this magical train, and it seals them up instead of using the weird foot sealer. This stupid thing. We've been steady growing, and it's really exciting, and the roastery crews had to keep up with a lot, and they're doing an awesome job, and I'm very, very, very thankful for them. Very thankful for you, roastery crew. I really appreciate you. I do. It's true. I'm walking around in circles. First run roasted. They're gonna pick up the labels tomorrow. We'll get this thing assembled. Everything's looking like it's gonna ship on Wednesday. I'm really excited for this. I was a little scared to do it because I'm hesitant about what people would think and how they would view it, in the sense of, sure, there's a ton of other really, really terrible things going on in the world, and there's some people who live in terrible situations every day, and maybe this seems like it's not enough, or maybe this seems like we're advocating for the wrong things, but it's just, it was really personal to us. Even though California is this huge state, I love California so much. I'm down. I'm a freaking California dude, and see it as part of a bigger community, and communities need to help each other out. So maybe someone's gonna be like, you should be donating to this, that, or the other, and there's all these other motherfuckers in need, but yeah, you might be right. There are a lot of people that need help, and I would encourage anybody who feels like they can help someone else to go do that. I don't know what I'm doing. We don't know what we're doing. But anyway, the process over the past few days of figuring this out and putting this together, even though it's been a lot of extra work, has felt really good. And I think it keys back into that idea that it's nice when you feel like you're part of something bigger. It's nice when you feel like you can affect people. It's not, it's not just you. You're not just going to work to make money so you can have nice things that you probably don't need and do all that. That's fine. I like toys, but I don't know. It's giving me a really good vibe. Anyway, I feel terrible. My face is red. It's really irritated. It's really bothering me. So I'm gonna go try to do something about it. Stay dialed, y'all, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.